First off, this isn't a movie review. The purpose of this video is to point out some things from The Force Awakens that help support my theory that Plagueis is Snoke, as well as partially helping my theory that they're both also Jar Jar. So if you're here for a review, stay anyways for my thoughts. If you haven't seen it, I strongly suggest watching my other theory where I established the idea that Darth Jar Jar is really Darth Plagueis in disguise. Anyways, there will be spoilers, so you've been warned twice now. Let's get started. I'm here to talk about two things primarily, Snoke and Rey. Who are they, and how may they be related, if at all? Now obviously only one of the three movies has come out as of yet, but it'll be a year and a half before we can get confirmation, so for now these theories are valid. So Snoke, who is he? Well, it's highly possible that he's just a new character, but I don't really think so. Look at this picture of Snoke. Admittedly, it has really bad lighting and it's hard to make out a lot from it, but I didn't take it. It was sent to me by a friend. It is Snoke though, don't worry, and if you've seen the film, you know what he looks like. Now, look at the comparison to the Moon, Plagueis' species. Pretty similar, right? Okay, yeah, the picture of Snoke makes it hard to make out, but trust me, he looks like the Moon. Anyways, what you can make out in the picture is a large gouge in the right side of Snoke's head. Palpatine killed Plagueis in his sleep, but we don't know the details of the murder. The events described in the book about Plagueis are no longer canon. All we know canonically is that Palpatine killed Plagueis in his sleep. It is very likely that Palpatine could have stabbed his master in the head, a quick and effortless murder. Anyways, these wounds on Snoke are very similar to what Plagueis' wounds plausibly were. This is all obviously guesswork, but it all fits. So what are the implications of this? It would mean that Snoke is a powerful Sith Lord, important because the Sith were thought to have been ended when Darth Sidious and Darth Vader both died. Notice that neither Snoke nor Kylo Ren were referred to as Darth, the title that all Sith had taken previously. The reason I think that Darth Plagueis didn't reclaim the title Darth is because he wanted the New Republic and the Resistance to think that the Sith were truly defeated. Another possibility if Snoke is Plagueis is that he is possibly trying to resurrect Darth Vader in some way. Perhaps he is using Kylo Ren's obsession with Vader to gather artifacts pertaining to him. It's even possible that he created the obsession. Something to note is that Plagueis' first apprentice, Palpatine, had been a collector of dark side artifacts, a direct parallel to Kylo Ren's obsession with relics from Vader. As we know, Lucas likes to make things rhyme with the Star Wars films.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme, every stanza kind of rhymes with the last one. Hopefully it'll work.
So I mentioned at the beginning that I'm going to look at Rey and how she possibly relates to Snoke/Plagueis. First, however, we need some backstory. In Plagueis' studies, he was trying to find a way to influence the midichlorians to conceive a child completely born of the Force. He didn't realize it, but he actually did achieve this by conceiving Anakin Skywalker. His mother, Shmi Skywalker, even said that there was no father. Anakin was the most Force-sensitive being ever to live, with a midichlorian count of over 20,000. If Jar Jar was in fact Plagueis according to my theory, he must have realized that Anakin was the product of his attempts to create life with the Force. Thus he influenced him towards the dark side in a successful attempt to create the Empire. But what does any of this have to do with Rey? Well, I'll tell you. Okay, from here on out it will be complete speculation. This part is much more prediction than it is theory, as it has no real support and will more than likely not come true in the movies to come. Anyways, back to Rey. Chances are, when Anakin ultimately revolted at the end of Return of the Jedi, Plagueis decided to use his power to try again and create another life with the midichlorians, possibly an even more Force-sensitive being than Anakin was. This would explain why Rey was so powerful in the Force, being able to resist Kylo Ren's mind reading without even knowing she was Force-sensitive. She was even able to Force manipulate a stormtrooper with little to no knowledge of the Force or how it works, relying solely on stories and legends she had heard about the events of the original trilogy. Only someone extremely powerful in the Force could pull off these feats without any prior knowledge or training. Now, like I said, this probably isn't the case, and will probably be proven false in a year and a half when Episode 8 comes out. But for now, with the information we have available, it's fun to think about and would give answers to some of the questions left by Episode 7. Anyways, that's about all I have to say for the time being. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.